BioBomb.
BioBombs.
What the hell is BioBombs? And where did this brand come from?
It's a relatively new company, I think, to sort of the detailing space.
When I first started detailing, odor removal seemed like a mystery.
Already bubbling up.
In the last few years, though, BioBombs seems to have just taken over this industry.
BioBomb save us so much time, so much energy.
This is what the final product looks like.
So who started the brand? What's the science behind this? Is it hype or is it real?
I definitely think this helped so much.
Got a nice fresh interior that smells neutral.
Welcome to Nick at Night Live.
Ooh. Is everybody feeling that intro tonight?
What's cracking, everybody?
Man, we are live, Nick at Night, every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. House of Rags, $400 giveaway. Of course, you got to be watching it live, which is why we hope you're here. Christian Woodland, how we doing, sir?
What's going on, Nick? How are you, brother? Happy to jump in and help you kind of break in this first live we're doing with Door Media.
I'm a student of the game, and I've been watching your progress, and I got a lot of questions for you. But the first question is, what do you do, and why do you do it?
Okay. So we get rid of odors because it's a necessary space within the detailing industry. Plain and simple. I mean, that's kind of the reason why BioBombs was started back in 2017. We had seen a lane that was pretty empty in the detailing space. And, through our, science-based solutions that we have, we were able to generate a little bit of buzz and,
A little bit of buzz.
Here we are now.
A little bit of buzz. I want to show you this thing because I think this is funny. It's one of your commercials.
Fuck.
Yeah, we need a new production guy. So this was your Halloween commercial for BioBomb. People come on.
Yeah.
Hey, leave in the comments if you use BioBomb.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh my god, please.
This is your Halloween commercial, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm leasing this car.
You got beer bottles in there. Come on. All right, so
Slaying odor since 2017, huh?
I did want to talk about your origin story.
What else you been slaying?
And this is a great commercial, by the way. But you've been around since 2017. Can you explain that contraption? First of all, that's the one that I see in a lot of people's vehicles, where you take the top off and then the thing bubbles up. Let's just talk about that first of all, like
Sure.
how your product works.
Absolutely. So most of our products that we sell focus on a science-based solution. We generate something called chlorine dioxide. Basically the vehicle deodorization kits, which are the kits with the jars that you just showed in the commercial there or whatnot. That was our flagship item. That's the reason why we kind of got into the game. So just a little backstory on me. I run a mobile detail company outside Philadelphia. We started back in 2007, right before the fallout in 08. Long story short, we do like interior reconditioning at dealerships and stuff like that. And one of the biggest problems that we ran into on a regular basis was obviously odor removal, right? We went through everything, using extractors, dry cleaning, enzyme cleaners, foggers, ozone machines, fragrance corks and all types of other stuff. None of that stuff worked. Chlorine dioxide is an effective deodorizer. We marketed it, created our version of a tablet in different forms to be used in different applications. And basically that's kind of how we got into the space. So
Okay, and I want to do a quick audio check. I think Ivan said that my audio is low compared to Christian. So let's just make sure audio is good. I just bumped mine a little bit. I'm going to get these mics can be a little thirsty. Actually, I want to ask this question real quick. And I pressed the word show. All right, Flawless Detail Studio says, does it work well with heavy mildew smells?
Absolutely. So typically what we usually recommend for everybody to do, especially when you're dealing with mildew smells, that's always going to be an issue from a leak, right? So a lot of the times if a customer has some type of leak, either they have the plugs are drained or their drain plugs are clogged, sunroof. You got a weak seal around your windshield that started to leak, which will actually drop water down through the A-pillars onto the floor of the vehicle. But ultimately, mildew usually happens either inside the AC boxes or underneath the floor from leaving the windows open, sunroof open, something like that. The best way to attack that, obviously, if you have, infinite amount of time, resources, dollar amounts, depending on what the customer wants to do, would be obviously to remove the seats, remove the carpet, inspect the entire, in between the floor and the actual padding to see if there was any type of mildew or mold buildup there. If so, then obviously remediate it out of the vehicle.
That's heavy duty, like reconditioning, though. I mean, to be taking things out, I've never done that, and I don't recommend folks do that. So you're in a pretty serious level already, right?
Absolutely. Now, most people don't have the resources or the time or the money to be able to do something like that. What's nice about our product is, in particular, the BioBomb Minis. It's a smaller version of our vehicle deodorization kit tablets. That small tablet can actually be put inside of a steamer. So when that solution gets created in the steamer and you heat up the steam will actually go through surfaces and reach down to subsurfaces. So you'll be able to attack mildew either inside of a ventilation system or actually down inside the carpet with the mop attachment on a steamer. You kind of just stay in one area for a while. You'll smell like the mildew coming up actually in the steam. And after you're there for about 20, 30 seconds, you'll typically just smell what is almost like a chlorine smell from the byproduct of our solution coming up in the steam. And you won't smell the mildew anymore. That's how you know that area is good. Move over a little bit, do the same thing. Just kind of, work that particular area and usually you can get rid of any mildew smells, odors inside a vehicle. No problem.
That's wild. Because when I started carpet cleaning, the janitorial space seemed like the place you'd go to learn about odors, because odors seemed so hard to me. Like I was like, I got my IICRC class for carpet cleaning technician, but odor was part of this fire, flood, and restoration world where I was like, is it foggers? Is it ozone? Is it this? Is it that? And whereas I saw a need maybe to like, let's find out something that works better than APC on carpets, because some of those early YouTubers that I watched to learn were in California. They weren't dealing with the nasty carpets. They were working on nice cars. I think you saw a need, which I think is amazing, and you went after it. So if I don't believe that you're legit, did you just start in 2017, or what is your history with cars? Because I get a sense that you've been doing car stuff for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we were me and my buddy, we were getting in trouble when I was 15. We both got our car 2 weeks before we got our licenses or whatever. We were driving around getting in trouble, getting pulled over, brought back to the house or whatever. I mean, we've been detailing cars since we were kids. So
what do you mean? You would detail the cars that you got
and then we would go drive. No, we would go drive to each other's houses after we got done detailing each other's car. We only lived about 3-4 miles away from each other, but the risk of having to do that without having a driver's license and
I got you.
not knowing what you're doing, stopping at stop signs and getting pulled over by the cops without a license. So
yeah. All right, so way back in the day, you're into cars.
Absolutely.
But when do you get into doing this professionally? Because I get the sense that you did this before you started a business, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
by the way, Sal from Details, what's up, buddy? I'm saying hi to
Sal?
everybody. We're trying to get to everybody, but keep the conversation
Absolutely.
flowing.
Yeah. What's up to everybody in the comments?
What's up to
Obviously.
everybody? Everyone's saying hi. I'm gonna put your comments up while he's chatting.
So myself and my buddy started a detailing company back in 2007. Prior to even starting that company, me and the same buddy were actually working for another company doing this interior restoration stuff for used car dealerships. After a certain amount of time, we didn't want to do it anymore. We went out on our own. That's when we got into the actual like full-time detailing game with dealerships and stuff like that. So I would say 2007.
And so you had a history, we're doing it for someone else, and you're learning how to recondition cars. And now the business you have is like 50 cars a day. I mean, you're not, some guys, like if I were to ever detail professionally, just do that, I'd want to do 1 car a day. Because I want to just take my time with it. And you do 50 or something. So I'm trying to figure out, what is it that you do? Yeah,
so we're definitely outside the norm. I would consider Eddie Cologne would consider me to be a fake detailer, right? I mean, 100%. I got the fake detailer tag all day because we don't have the same meticulous nature that that a detailer is going to have when they show up at your house to clean a vehicle. We're basically trying to get everything, that one extra level of freshness on the showroom floor or out at the dealerships. So no diss to anybody that works at a detail shop at the dealerships or nothing like that. But obviously them guys, depending on how they get paid or whatever, they're trying to push volume. Our job is to come in at the dealership level, re-enter the vehicle, clean up what they missed, and
Right.
or what they couldn't get to due to not having the time, make it look better, smell better, and present better. Obviously we're removing odors, we're dyeing carpets, we're fixing burn holes, we're doing heel pad
You're dyeing
installation.
carpets. Let's talk about that.
No, I knew that.
Is
I
dyeing
knew
carpets
that was going to be a flag.
is dyeing carpets a fake detailer move, or is this what the pros are doing? Tell me how you dye carpets. As he sips on whatever he's sipping on.
Just water. It's just water.
water.
Just
There
staying
we go.
fresh out here,
There
people.
we
Just
go.
staying fresh out here. I want to make
We
sure
out
I
here.
can.
We out here. We out here.
I just got to be ready to make sure. Get the ultimate interviewer tonight on getting.
No, I
going
just
at
want
it.
to know. I just want to know about these carpets because maybe I need to know more about dyeing carpets.
I'm telling you, I think anybody can benefit who's in the detailing space. If you guys have never tried it, it's definitely worth taking a stab at. So you can jump online. You can buy a flat black from SEM or why am I drawing a blank on some of the other companies? High Tech, any of these other companies. They sell carpet dye,
Okay.
upholstery dye, panel dye, whatever. It's basically, if you have a car that's got a ton of pet hair, sand, debris, things like that, even when you're blasting it with the tornador, you're vacuuming it, whatever, every time you swipe the vacuum over, it's popping up specks everywhere, and you're kind of revacuuming. There's only a certain level of clean you're going to be able to get and be efficient with your time, right? That's my caveat there. Like, you can spend time on a vehicle and get everything out, but when
You're not telling us not to clean the carpets, right? You're just I just want to know.
All I'm saying is
how
this.
you do it.
All I'm saying is this: shake up the can real good, right? Real good, like shake weight style, real good.
Okay.
Shake up the can, get it nice and lubed up, nice little pss, 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 pss. Real simple. Finger tap,
Just
and it blends some things in that are otherwise very noticeable on the carpets if you don't have a chance to be able to fully extract and tornador and vacuum and whatever. So yeah, black dye works really well.
So you know how to get it done so that the car sells, and
Yep.
I'm fascinated by the fact that you can do 50 cars a day. How many guys are working for you?
So if we're strumming or whatever, I mean, a crew can do 50 cars a day, no problem.
And how many is your team?
I mean, we got 2 different guys in the team right now. We had anywhere between 2 and 5. We've kind of gone through ups and downs on being a small business and how big you want to take things and if it's worth it, workman's comp, insurance, vans,
That's a lot.
accidents, all that stuff or whatever. But yeah, a crew can run 50 cars a day if we're having a good day. If the weather's permitting, we can get into a dealership early. We can hit all 4 or 5 stops in one day or whatever. You go to each dealership, bang out 10 cars, you have 5 stops in a day, it's 50 cars.
So you see a lot of cars, you know what you're doing, you need solutions that work. You discover this technology and realize that it hasn't been translated or effectively transitioned to detailing. Like, what's your aha moment? What did you envision and when?
So an aha moment for me in particular was, there was one F-150 at a dealership back in the day that I just, no matter how many fogger bombs, extractions, drill brushing, dye even of the carpets to try to make the car smell like spray paint instead of actual funk. I just could not get this smell out. That was the moment for me where I was like, dude, I'm not putting money up on these foggers anymore. We got to find some other type of solution.
What was the fogger supposed to do? And
So there was actually a couple of like very, very strong fogger brands back in the day in 2007 when we were first getting started out that worked really well. One of the companies we used was called Big D, pause, which 100% was a pause right there, by the way, if nobody called it that. But it worked very, very well. It was used for fire restoration. So like when a house would burn down or something like that, you would kind of lock in one of these canisters, kind of set it inside of a vehicle and just get out of Dodge. The problem with it was it smelled very manufactured chemically. It wasn't a fragrance that was pleasant to smell. It was a fragrance that was like, okay, well, this doesn't smell like burnt wood anymore, right? And even using those in this particular car that I'm talking about, truck I'm talking about, we couldn't get rid of the odor. So at that point, I know I'm like, there's something that's got to be done different. But the dealership kept calling me back about this vehicle. So it bothered me because I didn't have a solution for them, right? That led me down a rabbit hole to kind of start looking into the science more of odor removal and what works and what doesn't.
It's interesting. So you see something in your real world that isn't quite the way that you want it to be, and so you start exploring, right? Like necessity being the mother of invention. I like it. So
100%.
So you see something that's kind of working, but as I think Ivan just chimed in, Big D fire worked, but the smell wasn't better.
Say he knows. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
So, okay, so what happens next? And by the way, giveaways are coming soon. We're doing a lot here. We're giving away. We're talking about his story. We're doing it live for the first time here at Nick and Night. So thank you for stopping by.
So, so ultimately, that led me to looking at to different solutions. Right, ozone machines. That was a big thing. They're a very effective solution. Right. I mean, they work if you have the time for them. Once again, right?
Well,
If
they take
you,
long. They take a long time.
they absolutely do. In addition to that, I mean, there are definitely some serious like health concerns if you're not using them properly. A lot of guys who actually run ozone machines, which I don't know that many that actually use ozone anymore. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's been doing a really good job of spreading the BioBomb's name to everybody. We
Dude,
really
your
appreciate
fan
that.
club is like vibrantly in the comments. So thanks to everybody who's saying what's up. A lot of people like certain flavor. Anyway, so you're saying ozone takes a while. There's safety concerns.
100%. And on top of that, I mean, it doesn't always, it gets the job done sometimes. And even when it does get the job done, it kind of leaves this burnt chemical smell. Anybody who's used one obviously can tell you that, there's a kind of like funk that's kind of left behind that.
And
there.
do foggers do foggers need a product in there, and do foggers not work at all then, or what do you think about foggers?
So foggers, in my opinion, are really more of like a fragrance overload. That's the way that they work. You're blasting a ton of atomized fragrance into the air. The particles are small. It's floating everywhere. It's kind of attaching itself to things. It's staying in the air. It's a solution that can work if an odor isn't an actual, like if the odor's not dug in, right? Like I don't know, if you're smoking in a car for 5 years or 10 years, 2 years, a year, a month with the windows up and it's raining and you're not going to be able to get rid of a smell or an odor like that just by putting some fragrance into the vehicle. Like fragrance is just going to mask the odors. It's never going to break down the actual odor molecules. What's very unique about our product and chlorine dioxide in general is it breaks down odors it renders the odor molecule odorless by the time the treatment gets done.
So different than ozone, different than fogger.
Very different.
Explain how the product works. Again, you've done it a few times, but I'm genuinely curious because it seems like the detailers in the comments, like Ivan wrote, "I wish BioBombs existed when I was running my shops," and Remedy Gary's saying yes, the ozone smells weird, and Siva saying love BioBombs, especially Burper Grit. I've never used them, man. So when I see detailers saying they work, I'm done being skeptical because here's what happened. You came into the detailing game after I stopped doing Hawk Pro seriously and I started to get into DIY detail. And I was so locked in making these videos that I wasn't as much of a student of the ecosystem. So when I looked up and I saw everyone's talking about BioBombs and I was like, who is this guy with the salt and pepper beard? I'm like, and then I met you in SEMA and I was like, you have a different aura about you in person. I'm not going to lie. Like, you're very in shape. You're put together. You got this charisma that everyone wants to be around you. I didn't quite pick it up through the 2-dimension of the screen. I don't get this guy. I don't get this brand. And I never bought in. But then enough attention online that I meet you. It's like, all right, now we've been chatting.
Sure.
But I have never used the product. So all these skeptical thoughts I had in my head is like, the industry's already spoken that they love the BioBombs. Tell me how they work.
Absolutely. So the biggest thing, like I said, I want to focus on, I'll go on a little bit of a couple minute thing here just so I can fully explain it to everybody who may not understand the science behind things.
Yeah.
So chlorine dioxide is what a lot of our odor removal products are based off of, right? Like we have our air freshener sprays, our air freshener bars. That's kind of a different market, right?
Okay.
The main focus that we have is going to be odor removal, right? We would much rather remove odors with science than mask them with fragrance, okay? The vehicle deodorization kit, which is what you see in the jar, and the minis, which are what people use in spray bottles or in the steamer, they're based off chlorine dioxide.
So they're not just odor removal things to put in a car and mask odor.
No masking whatsoever. So it's a science-based solution, right? Everything that we do in regards to odor removal is science-based. So chlorine dioxide in particular is what we use to get rid of, break down and get rid of odors. Chlorine dioxide is it's an oxidizer, right? So it's very selective, more selective than ozone is in what it actually can break down and mitigate. An ozone machine basically works by, um, excuse me, changing the air molecules of everything in the environment, whereas our product is going to break down the odors only in the environment. So if you put an ozone machine inside of a vehicle, it's changing everything in the air all
Okay.
around it.
Okay.
If you set a vehicle deodorization kit inside of a vehicle, it's going to selectively go after just what's causing the funk and what's causing the funk only.
And how does it know what's causing the funk? Is it just different from the?
It's got to do with the science. Ultimately, like it's more selective. So they're both an ozone machine is an oxidizer, the same as a as chlorine dioxide is. Chlorine dioxide is just more selective. Selective in the sense of it doesn't it picks what it wants to go after as opposed to attacking everything, which is
Okay.
one of the reasons why they say with ozone machines, when you use them on like inside of a vehicle, you have to be careful, especially older make vehicles. You'll break down the fabrics, the dashboard, the plastics, the leather. You can actually degrade the interior if you leave an ozone machine in too long.
Yeah, it's hard on plastic. Also,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So ozone has its problems. So how does the chlorine dioxide, like, you put it in for an hour, or how do these?
So the vehicle deodorization kit is what I'm going to focus on.
Okay.
What we're going to be doing is there's a tablet inside of our jars that you get. The tablets are a very big tablet. You're filling a jar up with water. About
I'm
10
gonna play this commercial on mute. Maybe there's some B-roll in there.
Yep, not a problem. So fill a jar up with water, about 10, 12 ounces worth of water.
Actually,
You're gonna drop this tablet inside. Once you drop the tablet inside the water, it's gonna start dissolving, very similar to an Alka-Seltzer. Okay.
So he's got the tablet. He's gonna put it in the in this
inside that jar.
Got it.
You drop the tablet in the jar. Immediately, the tablet starts dissolving. What's happening is we're actually over concentrating the water with chemical. So the result, right? Because there's so much chemical in the water, it has to release itself. It releases itself out of the jar and into the air in the form of a gas. Okay.
So what's this little thing she's holding in her hand that's connected to the tube? You put the tablet in the water, right?
Correct.
Does it matter what kind of water it is?
No, I mean, you're going to get slightly different results depending on how hard your water is. Distilled, no distilled, the ambient temperature outside. There's a lot of different factors that can result in variables in how the product responds. So some guys will drop the tablet inside the jar, and there'll be like tons of smoke, quote unquote, right, coming from the top of the jar. Well, that's most likely because they're hanging out around the sun, and the sun actually will negatively affect the gas. So you get this smoke effect. But if you do it in the garage, you're not going to get the smoke effect. So it's just, there's a lot of different things as far as the science goes behind the product. But long story short, drop this tablet inside the jar, leave the vehicle for 2 hours to 12 hours, depending how bad your odor is.
And I like it because it goes in the cup holder, right? Which is obviously genius. You just put that in the cup holder.
Yep. Snap it right, push it right down the cup holder and good to go. So
and how do you know 2 hours, 12 hours? How do I know how long to leave it in there?
It's really, we have an odor meter on the back of the jar. It's going to be on a severity thing, right? So if you get inside of a vehicle and it's like, oh my gosh, I've never smelled something so bad in my entire life, you're probably going to want to leave that thing overnight, right?
Okay.
Now, I always tell everybody when they talk to me about it, like, if you're going to drop 20 bones on a vehicle kit, do yourself a favor. Just leave it in for the full treatment time. Why pull it out early unless you absolutely have to, right?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of that hose that you were speaking of, that's actually an aerator pump. So what that does is that speeds up the process and also increases the potency of the gas that gets released. So let me just circle back real fast, right? Just so I can finish kind of what I was saying to you before.
Absolutely.
So,
and by the way, folks, in about 5 minutes, we're going to do our first of $400 giveaways. So please stay tuned. All right, keep it going, Chris.
All right, cool. I'm on a 4-minute timer. That's good because I need that in life.
Yeah, baby. Here we go.
So you drop this tablet inside, you're over concentrating the water. When you over concentrate the water, it has to escape. Gas is way too strong. Like the amount of chemical in that water is way too strong, has to get out. Escapes itself through the top of the jar. Once it leaves the water, that gas is immediately looking, right, for anything that's not neutral in the cabin. Doesn't matter if it's in the ventilation system, doesn't matter if it's down by the carpets and the vents, underneath the seats, doesn't matter. It will actually find anything that's not neutral and render it odorless once it escapes the water. The pump that she's holding here, when you turn that on, all it does is forces air bubbles into the water. The air bubbles rise to the surface. Once that happens, it breaks the surface tension of the water. That forces the gas out of the jar. Instead of letting it just lollygag its way out of the jar,
Right.
that actually forces the gas out. So what that does is it increases the potency of the gas released, and also it reduces the treatment time. Because what happens after about 1 hour is that yellow liquid right there
Yeah, it's bubbling.
will turn clear
Really?
in 1 hour. So if you left that for 12 hours without the pump, it would still be yellow in the morning. Like if you left it overnight and you came back in the morning for 12 hours, that liquid would still be yellow.
What's Godfrey saying here about your job goes from 10 hours to 1 with the aerator? What's the aerator?
Pretty much, yeah. So that hose that you were just showing in the video right there, when you're using the pump, you're forcing air bubbles into the water. Air bubbles are rising to the surface. When they rise to the surface, it forces the gas out of the jar. So in 1 hour, that yellow liquid will actually be clear if you use the pump. If you don't use the pump, that liquid will actually still be yellow 12, 24, even sometimes 36, 48 hours later. Meaning that some of that gas is still left inside the water. So one of the reasons why the pump is so huge for our mobile detailers is they're obviously able to get a lot more of a concentration release of the gas in a shorter amount of time, and you're able to get in and out of a job within an hour. So you can do a full deodorization job in 1 hour, charge the customer while you're doing the interior deodorization. You can wash the exterior, wrap up all your stuff, pull everything out of the vehicle, and then boom, you're good to go on the way to your next job.
All right, so I'm operating as House of Rags YouTube here because I'm doing the live stream through their StreamYard. So I have just put in the chat, first trivia question coming. For a $100 gift card to the House of Rags, I'm not going to ask what the most popular scent is because y'all already know that. What is the least popular scent from BioBombs?
Great question.
Christian and I went over this one before. It's the only one went over. After this, it's going to be a free-for-all. But the first person in this comment stream who writes the least popular, and if nobody gets it, we'll do most popular. So far, I see cherry, citrus.
We got to make
vanilla.
sure the name's right no matter what. And second of all, I will tell you guys that there's going to be a campaign to save this scent, because if not, it's out of here in a couple
New
months.
car, dope soap, bevy grape, iced out.
I'm still not saying it.
Nope.
I mean, guys, come on.
All right, if nobody gets it, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
I'm saying.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Go ahead.
It's a push. So the next one is a $200 gift card. Oh, vitamin C.
Oh, we got a winner. I'm scrolling through the back.
All right.
There it is. All right, we got a winner.
Man Gone. Oh, I gotta get. What am I doing here? Get a new producer. Man Gone Ieda 805 says vitamin C. All right.
Yep.
So
Vitamin C
email
it is.
Jamie. I'm gonna write this down in the comment. Email Jamie at houseofrags.com for your prize. All right. That's a $100 gift card to House of Rags. We're gonna do 3 more of those. Who's around for it? Who's with it? Nick at Night. We're doing it live for the first time. More trivia questions to come. And here's what I want to ask you: cigarette odors. What do I do? Give me the bullet point. I know I don't want to spend 20 minutes on this.
Yeah.
How do I handle cigarette odors?
I'm used to selling all the time. I'm sorry. I'll try to give you the Cliff Notes version.
What do I use? Which product? Give it to me.
Yep. So if you have a minor cigarette odor, from some basically smoking in a vehicle, windows up, nothing crazy, not like knocking you over. Vehicle deodorization kit, drop it inside the vehicle, set it overnight, good to go.
Does it matter? Is one odor better than the other? And do I need to clean first before I use it?
You should always detail a vehicle prior to doing a treatment, because you're removing all the bioburden and the biofilm, all the nasty stuff that's on the surfaces that are actually creating odors as well.
Where should they clean if they're going to just hit a few spots?
In between seats. Big spots are definitely going to be the seat belts. People don't realize when you clap a seat belt over in front of you and you're sitting there driving, smoking nonstop or whatever, it's right here in front of the belt, and that gets coiled up and tucked away. Typically, detailers miss that. That's a big one I always tell guys. Other ones, the sun visor is a big one, and people don't realize that the steering wheel itself actually has a ton of baked-in smoke smell on it 90% of the time.
So don't forget those spots. See, this is the wisdom that I knew I'd be able to extract from you, that you don't even realize what is interesting to people, because you just talk about this stuff all day, every day. So don't forget the visors. Don't forget the steering wheels. Don't forget the seat belts. Don't forget in between the seats. Absolutely. I would say don't forget that windshield, right? Hit it with a magic eraser if you have to, if it's so grimy, or use some cleaner on a towel. hit that first, and then you do your window cleaning process.
Yep.
Sometimes
So
you
one
gotta
of
knock out that film first.
Yep. So one of the things I would say in a deeper odor situation for smoke smells that wouldn't be just your regular smoke smell, if the car smells very, very bad, I would definitely recommend using our minis. Um, the minis, I think, is the one that I've been speaking about or whatever for the cigar infested GTR or whatnot.
Yeah, so we have used this before, but he put it in there, so I didn't watch it. So
Yep.
so the mini is okay. Talk about the mini. That's
So the
not
mini-
the jar with the
Nope.
hose.
So the
Okay.
minis are a completely different thing. So the minis are basically the size of an aspirin tablet, and they're a lot smaller potency and like an amount of chemical, right? It's a very small tablet. You put that in a large amount of water. So you're mixing that with 32 ounces as opposed to say 10 ounces and a ton of chemical. So that's where you get the variations between the ppms. So the part per million. So you put a mini inside of a 32-ounce spray bottle, it's going to create a safe for all surfaces solution. Doesn't matter where you spray it. You can use it on windows, you can use it on dashboards, leather, carpets, in the ventilation system, the trunk. I mean, it does not make a difference. Dashboard, center console, it makes no difference. Now, obviously,
So you're using this to actually manually spray onto
It's-
things and clean that
it's
way.
basically going to create a cleaning and deodorizing solution on the spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a
That's the
it's-
mini.
Yep, that's a mini. Now, I have guys that are putting them, and I don't speak on any particular brand except for Typhon because Aaron and me spoke about it, and he's totally cool with me saying it. It boosts the performance of all-purpose cleaners. Like, I don't want to say tenfold because that's a little bit bold, but you will definitely notice a significant enhanced performance out of your favorite APC when you drop one in as an add-on as well.
Yeah, Master of the Shine Detailing says I use the minis for everything. Jamie the Cleaner says minis are the goats.
Yep.
Sounds like a lot of folks are using these. Chris Cook says minis are great in a steamer or 32-ounce bottle to clean carpet.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you can literally put one in a spray bottle, 32 ounces of water, and you can spray your dog bed, and like your dog bed won't even smell anymore after. Like, I mean, you can use it for anything.
What's your favorite scent?
My personal favorite scent from the air freshener bars right now, I mean, with the holiday bars in session, I'm going to say it's peppermint fatty. If the holiday bars weren't in session, I would say it would be squash.
What about your favorite like scent in the jars? Or are they just one scent, the jars? Like the jars with the pumps?
So
That's the deodorization kit. Give me the right name for it. Deodorization
exactly. So this is a great point because we get this all the time, right? So people ask us,
I
are
can't
the
keep track.
vehicles-
If I can't keep track, let's educate the people.
Absolutely. So the vehicle deodorization kit and the minis are not going to have any like flavor or scent associated to them. It's not going to be like a fresh linen or a cherry or anything like that, right? They're going to neutralize and deodorize. That's what they do. The residual that you get from them is almost going to be like I would say like a chlorine smell, like a very clean kind of like sanitized, like swimming pool kind of smell almost. That's the only type of scent you will get from the minis and the vehicle deodorization kit. Now, our air freshener bars, that's a whole other lane. If you were asking favorite scents, that's where I'm at on the peppermint fatty and the squash. But the vehicle deodorization kits and the minis, they don't add any type of scent to the vehicle. They neutralize and dead everything on contact.
Becca Green says, what about mini and a carpet cleaner for in the house?
Absolutely. We have people use them on couches. I mean, I use them in my house all the time. I mean, it's a very popular product. We just haven't really had the time to get into the home space yet because we've had such popularity and gains in the
BioBomb's
automotive space.
oxygenator aerato. Is it a one-time use? What does that even mean?
So it's the oxygenator is what we call it, the aerator. Is it a one-time use? No. So it runs off batteries.
That's the deodorization kit.
That's the pump. That's the pump.
That's the pump. Okay.
There you go. So look, right, I hit you out. It's real simple. Vehicle deodorization kits, the thing inside the drawer. I should have had them here right next to me. I'm so mad at myself that I don't.
I know they're
But
close, but yeah, we're
I
locked
know.
in.
Yeah, we're live. Vehicle deodorization kit is the thing with the pump. The aerator is the pump, right? And then we have the minis. The minis are used for the surfaces.
Yep.
The pumps, the vehicle deodorization kit is for the air. So minis are for surfaces and subsurfaces. The vehicle deodorization kit is for the air. That's the easiest way to remember how to use what and when.
So you gave me cigarettes. How do we get out weed smell? Let's do that.
Same thing.
It's same
It's
thing.
the same thing, dude. Doesn't matter. Any odor you throw in front of me, I mean, if you cannot throw an odor in front of me that we can't beat. Plain
Tell
and
me
simple.
the craziest story you've heard where someone used one of your products and it worked.
So I got
There
a
must be
couple.
some wild
I got a
ones.
couple different really good ones that I usually like to talk about. If I were to ask you, what do you think the worst smell you could possibly imagine in a vehicle?
I'm thinking like
What do you
Pulp
think it would be?
Fiction, like dead body in the car or something. Remember
Sure.
that scene? So like that's why I'm
100%.
like crazy. I'm like I don't.
So I would say that's going to be like
That's extreme.
Right
That's
there.
way
Yeah.
extreme.
But I'm
I
saying
don't know.
right underneath that, what would you say? Give me something.
I don't know,
Anything.
someone had a baby in the car,
All right, that's good. These are original. I've never heard this before. That's
and
very
like it
original.
wasn't
I like
an
this.
easy birth like that.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. All right. So I'm thinking like, so we've had rotten chicken. Spoiled watermelon is actually probably one of the worst smells you will ever smell your
What
entire
is?
life. Spoiled watermelon. Watermelon.
Spoiled
Oh, it's
watermelon.
worse than chicken, dude. I'm not lying to you. If anybody in the comments has ever smelled a rotten watermelon, please comment right now to back me up. It's way worse than vomit. It's worse than urine. It's worse than mice. It's worse than anything. It's worse than an old diaper. I love watermelon. I eat a whole watermelon at a sitting.
I'll bet you
I'm
do.
telling you, when I smelled this car for the first time, I could not eat watermelon all summer. It would make me sick.
What about the cat 6-month rotten potatoes from Chris Cook? He must be one of the homies.
I'm telling we just hooked Chris up probably 4 months ago, probably with a really nice setup or whatever. Scott, the detail guy, actually linked this up or whatever. Chris was just getting started in his detailing adventures. We sent him over a bunch of stuff for some odors he was having. So appreciate the love, Chris, for sure. But I'm telling you, dude, like any odor you can come up with, anything at all, our stuff will beat it. It's just a matter of finding where it's at.
So okay, how did you deal with the watermelon? Because I remember with odor, it was like clean everything as well as you can. If it's carpet, try to extract as much as you can. Like identify if someone vomits in the car, right? I'm trying to get rid of that dry first if I can. Then I'm trying to maybe rinse it out with my extractor before I even hit it with my cleaner. I might agitate, then I might extract again, whatever. I might steam it. I might do all the things. But I don't know. There's this mystery, the odor. So I always say try to clean as much as you can. Is that what you recommend first? Like
absolutely
clean as well as you can to the area.
If you know where there's spill, if it's a spill situation, bodily fluids, anything like that or whatever, if you know where it's at, concentrate your cleaning there, right? And one of the big things I tell people all the time, don't go soaking the whole damn carpet. There's no reason for all that. If you know where your spill is at, if you smell meat juice, which is another one that's a really great one, or fish juice or anything like that, if you know where that spill's at, minis in a steamer, wait for your solution to dissolve, heat up the steamer, and steam. If it's already dried up and gone, steam the heck out of that area first. You'll smell raw fish or whatever it is coming up in the steam. Like you'll smell it in the steam, and then
you'll wonder, is it going away? That's what I would have done as I steamed without.
I'm telling you, after 20 seconds, you will not smell whatever it was you were smelling underneath that carpet anymore. Plain and
that's
simple.
the chlorine
That's
dioxide.
it, dude. Yep.
So
exactly.
Why did this industry, this beautiful auto detailing industry that we all love so much, why did it not have this figured out? Was it just like, was that the problem? That I mean, what was that like for you? Thinking they just don't have a solution for detailing.
No. So, I mean, back to our original story or whatever. I mean, there were some solutions that were available. So I started fishing around and seeing some other options that were available. This was back in, we started using it back in like 2009. So, without a doubt, yes. Thank you, Remedy. I knew somebody was going to have to co-sign me on that one. But there are different variations of this type of stuff available, right? There's like a mixed part A, mixed part B. There's like a sponge in a little jar, and you pour some water on the sponge, and it creates something. And there's variations you get at Home Depot and whatever. But being in the industry, I tried them all. I mean, we used everything for years.
Yeah.
Tablet form, custom, blended product that we created is the best version, in my opinion, from my years in the field. Plain and simple.
I love that. I mean, people seem to love it too, right? So you started this in 2017. You got this dream. Can you give me a sense of when it started to take off? And I think part of what I've realized, not really understanding where you came from, is that your success started in the dealerships, grassroots, in your local network, right? Where are you at? Pennsylvania area?
Yep, right outside Philadelphia.
So you're building this with your dealerships before you take it to like social media.
Years.
And that's why you kind of came on so fast, like
Years.
a cannon. It's because you got years of the game. Okay, so talk about how that worked out before you made it to the limelight.
Yep. So 2017, I decided enough was enough. We were buying different variations from different people, shopping around, seeing where I can get the best price points. I mean, we're burning through 50 to 60 of these things a month, right? I mean,
And they're
obviously,
not yours, right? You're using other people's stuff. At
yeah.
this point.
So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
obviously at that point, like, we're trying to operate, run a business or whatever. And I mean, the price points of these things especially back then, I mean, was outrageous. So I'm like, there's a lane here for this, right? That was that pivotal moment for me where I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna create something. I know my dealership can use this locally. I'm gonna try this out and kind of see where things go. And then I just, we threw things together. I mean, Godfrey said something, he's still in here or whatever. We were talking last week on the Funkin' Homies. He was like, dude, I was with Chris back in the day when he was throwing shit in Slurpee cups. Like, that's the true story.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
To get him to work.
yeah, man. When we were first doing things, like we, prototypes and all that stuff or whatever, but I wanted to do a test run to see if I had some type of buzz and I can move the product. And we went out to, a handful of dealerships and came back that day. And I'm like, yo, this is a full go. So
Like, it was working great.
full go.
So you figure it out.
It was a problem. It was a problem in the industry that people did not have a solution for, and also, more importantly, weren't educated on properly. Right? Even the guys that are in the game right now that I would consider to be our competitors, there's zero education for the product.
Well, education's so important because that's how we've built DIY detailing.
That's why we blew up, dude.
Free education. So, okay.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about your story a little bit, but speaking of education, because we're live, I like the organic nature of this. Revive Auto Detailing says, would this be an add-on service, and what should be the price point for this service? Don't you love the what should I charge for this question? But I'm sure you get it a lot.
No, I do. And actually, I mean, it's a really good question, right? So obviously, it all depends on where your customer's at. If you can squeeze your customer for an extra bill, squeeze them for a bill, right? But the real situation is this: like, you have at retail a $20 solution. If you get the kit and the pump, you're at $40, right? At that point, you're in like $60, $80, $70, $50. It really doesn't make a difference, because if you're at a person's house and you're doing a job and you add an add-on service and you even charge $10 more than what you paid for everything, you just covered the cost of your waxes, maybe a microfiber towel or two that went to shit, your DI water, you know what I mean? Like, you're putting more in your pocket. So it really depends. We pitch two different things. Obviously, odor removal, but more importantly, interior air quality reset. That's like our coined second service that people don't even realize they can offer to people that they're going to their houses for on a regular basis doing details.
And I want to do a giveaway in 3 minutes. So tell me what that term was again. So stick around for 3 more minutes. It'll be the second of our fourth $100 giveaway. That means we still have $300 to give away here on
Dude, dropping the whole house tonight.
We're doing it freaking live. Let's go.
We have Eddie and Jamie going broke.
All right. They offered it up. All right. I want the folks out there to get the giveaways. They want the BioBombs. They're going to get it tonight. Just stick around. Sir.
All right, so let me give you a quick breakdown. Interior air quality reset service. Super simple. Easiest way to pitch and sell this is this. 2021, Cooper Tire did a survey. Americans spend on average 18 days a year inside their vehicle, right? That's 9 days every 6 months. We become very nose blind, right, to our own smells and our own funk that we create inside of our vehicles. A very good way to reset your interior's air quality is to use BioBomb Minis on the interior in a steamer and do a vehicle deodorization kit. So
you know what I was thinking about recently? I'm like, I'm not even operating a detailing business. What are the most expensive, ridiculous things that I would want just to use around my house and my personal car? Like, run an extension cord from my apartment down to the parking lot. I want to get me like a VX 5000 or like a Vapor Chief steamer. Like, just drop $1,000 on one of those just to like clean the stove, and then my car.
Yeah.
Or maybe start a detailing business again. Who knows? And then I want like one of these like $2,000 counter rotating brush machines that I used to use on carpets called the Brush Pro.
Oh yeah,
just to do my carpets, bro. They're so amazing. Like, but it sounds like you're offering a solution that like sounds very expensive, $40, $60, whatever. Once you're all done, where you could really offer a really transformative service to somebody who doesn't want to
dude, I mean, if you're offering odor removal, that's completely different, right? Someone's coming to you with a major problem they need to get taken care of and paid for and done. We got an echo. I'm hearing an echo all of a sudden kick in. Do you hear that?
I'm not sure. You know what I think I'm hearing? I'm hearing the desire to give away $100 to House of Rags, $100 gift card to House of Rags giveaway. Question 2. All right, it's in the chat officially. Want to make sure everybody sees that so we're all on the same page. Now, I'm going to make a couple of these easy, but this one's going to be for the real ones, the ride or dies. What is Christian Woodland's nickname? For $100 to the House of Rags, what is his nickname? Does
Godfrey, you
anybody
can't
know?
win. Godfrey, you
Christian
cannot win.
Woodland. Woodland is his last name. Any ideas for nicknames?
I mean, I'll throw a hint out there to anybody who follows me on Instagram on the personal
Funkin'
page.
bro. Oh, who's this guy?
I
He's so close, but
he's
no,
so close.
no.
He is close.
Hey, stop tagging me in these free giveaways, XM Ghost, by the
I mean,
way.
it's very close. I would say it's very similar. See, Will's got
Funk
close.
Tree, Funk Bro. Wait, I see Woodsy.
We're
Wait a
getting
minute.
Close.
I see Woodsy, Funkin' Bro, Peppermint Fatty, Funk Master Flex, Tree, Funky Woodman,
It's ridiculous.
Funkin' Homie, Godbeard, Big Wood, Woolly, Woozy. Oh, this guy.
Killing me.
This guy.
Hey, there
Hey.
he is.
If
Whew.
this guy, okay, XM Ghost, here's the deal.
Yo, he be winning every week, bro.
No, here's the deal. You will get $100 from House of Rags if you promise never to tag me in one of these giveaways where you like have to just tag somebody in the comments. Because you tag me all the time. I don't want to be tagged anymore. All right? That's
Fair.
the condition for you to win. Actually, you win anyway. I love you. I love you, everybody. All right. So email Jamie at House of Rags. I love you. All right. .com. So we were talking about odor deodorization. Come on. Give me the. Wait a minute. Go cry in the car. Should we revoke the giveaway? What do you think?
I mean, listen, you gotta be ready for it. If he was taught well by Eddie. You got to troll. That's part of the game.
Oh, is that how it works? All
Yeah,
right,
man. You can't let him. You can't put a dig in on him on live and not expect him to pop back at you. It's admirable.
Okay.
It's admirable that you threw it up there, though.
I know.
You
I can
gotta be
take
able
it.
to
I can give it. I can take it.
Exactly.
Tanner Bobbitt saying it wasn't morning wood, right? That's not you.
Yo, Tanner, we haven't talked in a while, man. You better knock that off.
No, it's so cool, man. Watching you at SEMA and like how people gravitate around you, and it seems like why did BioBomb succeed? And I just now that I'm getting to know you, I'm like, oh, it's not an accident. Like you put in the work. So a lot of your story is going to be aspirational because John out there who's watching isn't going to go start an odor removal company for the detailing space, but he may want to go start a mobile detailing company. He may want to start a product company. He may just have aspirations for more than his life is now. I'm talking about John as this random avatar.
True.
Can you give some advice on your success? I think hard work, from everything I can tell, and taking care of people is like fundamental to it. But what do you think you've done to get here that you think other people might be able to learn from?
Well, first and foremost, if anybody has any questions whatsoever about potentially getting into like the automotive space, right? Used cars, things like that, or whatever, dealerships local to you, things like that, or whatever, how to pitch, upsell, things like that, please, by all means, reach out. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about what we did to kind of make our personal business work and how you can maybe potentially do that out in your area. But the biggest thing is, man, with anything else in life, I mean, honestly, I've been saying this a lot lately. It's just do hard shit, man. Like, do the hard work. Like, make the sacrifice. Don't listen to the people around you. I've always said this for a while. Like, if people around you are telling you, like, yo, man, you got to spend more time, like, doing, things for yourself and having fun and whatever, and you're like in a mission and you want to start something up, just keep digging in. As long as you're like digging in and you feel satisfied and good and what you're doing, it's like, you're going to be fine. And that's how it worked for us, man. We saw a lane and we just ran with it. So, like, if you see a lane and, I mean, outwork your competitor, right? And just dig in. Do tough shit, man.
You do love what you do, right? Like this business is your baby. Like if
People
you didn't love it,
they think I'm a psychopath, dude. Literally people think I'm a psychopath. Like my closest people around me think I'm nuts. I spend 16 hours a day, 7 days a week in BioBombs, talking to people, spending time, building things, growing. Like this is everything to me. The growth we've had over the past 2 years, last year, this past year in particular, has just been mind-blowing. And it's owed, everything is owed to everybody in the comments and all of our customers that continue to keep supporting us. I don't know how we got so lucky to have so many great people support and pick us up and take us on, but it's been absolutely humbling on levels that I cannot even begin to tell you. I mean, Nick, like we just met or whatever, but like I'm telling you, man, there's cats in this chat. I'm going to try to do this without getting emotional, that literally like have been rocking with us like harder than some of my closest friends and closest family, supporting business. And helping us grow. And everybody in the chat, man, you guys know who you are. I talk to you all the time. And if I don't talk to you all the time, you guys know it. Like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys are the absolute best, man. It's our people. Like, we got a great product that works. We're very lucky on that level. We're not selling you snake oil shit or whatever, but our customers are the best, man. I can't. That's the reason why we 100% have grown the way that we have.
And I love that about you because I can tell how much you care about
100%,
people.
man. 100%.
Was there other parts of your life where you feel like you just didn't get that kind of love? And
oh yeah, man, just giving to start bawling on on live right now. Yeah, of course, man. Like, I'm, to be transparent, right? I'm 43 years old. I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own. I got siblings and, obviously, but BioBombs, you guys have become my family. Everybody that's a part of the network of people that we do business with and that I talk to, BioBombs is a family. Like, I say it all the time. Like, it's what we created is kind of a movement, and like the reason why we started our podcast and named it The Funkin' Homies is like, I have so many people that I just want to showcase and just talk to and just have a good time with and be able to talk and kind of shoot the shit with and go back and forth with, because like BioBombs is everybody that's in this chat.
And it's wild that it works, man. That's the thing, is like odor removal, it felt like it was always so gimmicky that it was too easy, or like you hang a tree from your rearview mirror and it creates a funky scent, and oils on your windshield, and like people put clips on their vents, and it's
the
like
worst, bro. That's the most disrespectful thing.
No, and
clips. I don't mean to cut you off, but clips on the vents are the most disrespectful thing you can possibly do to somebody that you care about. It's like you never see somebody with clips in their car put it on like the driver's side, right? They're always like all the way on the opposite side of the vehicle, right? Because no one wants to shoot themselves in the face with this shit all day or whatever. So you put it in the vent next to you, right? And then you get somebody in the car or whatever, and all of a sudden, dude, you're like, in the middle of winter time, you turn the heat on blast, you're just shooting that crap in somebody's face the entire time you're driving with them. Anytime I get in the car, dude, like, mark my words, if I see one of those things, and everybody knows who I get in the car with now, anywhere, whatever, if there's one of those things in your car, right out the window. I don't care. I apologize. Sorry for littering. 100% do it.
And they put oil. They distribute
all
oil
over
throughout the car.
bro.
That you're like, why am I cleaning off all this stuff? Ivan and I have talked about it in
100%.
DIY detail videos. Is like they create oil in the car. Anyway, here's a good question. It's a little bit less, lovey-dovey, and it's a one that I think we all should have a good answer to. Paul asked it, not me. Are all the chemicals safe for breathing after the applications?
Absolutely. So you do not want to sit inside of a vehicle during the treatment with a vehicle deodorization kit ever. It says it all over the jar. Obviously, you don't want to inhale it. It is an irritant. It will bother your nose and your back of your throat for a solid 24 hours if you don't heed the warnings that are on the jar. 100%. After you get done doing a treatment, open the vehicle up. By the time you walk around, open up all four doors, the amount of air that's outside the vehicle comes inside the car, the levels are way beyond safe or where you need to be at. Perfectly fine.
If someone wanted to double or triple down on, like, I'll use our rinseless wash, diluted properly, 256-1, to clean my counters, and then I'll use isopropyl alcohol as a final wipe down, because I'm like, this is a food prep area. Like, I might drop some food on here, and it's like a car wash chemical. If someone wanted to like go the extra step, what could they do? Like, leave the windows open longer, run the AC? Like, what recommendations if they're like, I'm really sensitive to odors, I believe in your product, I want the first thing gone, I'm not so sure about what you guys are about. Is there a way to, like, I don't know, obviously drive with the windows down, it's common sense, but is there a way I can do that manually without having to do much?
Sure. There's a couple pieces of what you just said there. So first and foremost, if you have like hyperallergies and things like that or whatever, definitely check out our Google reviews. There's a couple people that have very strong sensitivities that have used our products to get rid of odors and have had no adverse effects nor reactions to their sensitivities with allergies. Outside of that, it's always about doing the 1-2. So if you want to do a 1-2, use the minis, then use the vehicle kit, then obviously you should be good to go. Concentration wise, I mean, if you have an odor, guys, this is just common sense. I mean, if your car smells and you're ordering something and you're coming to get something to mail from us and it's going to take you a week, like, leave the windows open as much as you can. If the car is wet and you left the sunroof open, like, be sure to blast the heat on the floor, like, for an hour or two in the vehicle. Crack the windows 1 inch so that like all the moisture sucks itself outside of the vehicle as the interior heats up. I mean, there's just certain common sense practices that I feel like people sometimes don't think about that maybe we should try to reinforce, I guess, as just
Yeah.
being in the community, right?
No, common sense is huge, and yeah, if you're,
It's overlooked.
I would run the heater in the car to like dry the carpets, but like I would leave the windows cracked because I wouldn't want to leave all that moisture in a
Correct.
vehicle, even with the heat on. Like I want a
You
place for
should.
it to go, right?
Yes, you want to crack the windows because all that moisture will then, I mean, even we tell the guys all the time, it's like if you have in the summertime or whatever, even if it's like 90 degrees outside or whatever, you're blasting heat inside the car. Even if you crack the windows, like the car's hotter inside, so the heat's going to want to escape. Well, the odor is going to be escaping with that. You know.
Okay. Woods, Christian Woodland. People like you. They're drawn to you. I love that. And they may be inspired by your story. So maybe there's something to learn from you here more than just trying to get you to talk about your rock bottom. But do you have a rock bottom story that was tough to overcome, that you did something that you feel like people might be inspired by or just could learn from?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as everybody probably deals with, there's things in life that happen that kick you in the gut, and sometimes it happens over and over and over again when you're down, right? Because usually when it happens, it's usually more than one thing. Right before we actually jumped online and really started promoting ourselves, probably about 2 years ago, you know, I'd gone through a lot of different situations with somebody that I was dating. It turned into a tumultuous situation where couldn't necessarily get a result that I wanted to have, very similar, I guess, you know, some of the stuff that you might have went through, Nick. I don't know your actual story or whatever, but you know, I was in a relationship for a long time, and
I went through a divorce, so it sounds like this is sort of a
yeah, it was the same.
breakup.
Same thing, man. I mean, it was a traumatic breakup for me. And basically, I had to kind of like get myself out of the staring at a wall and feeling sorry for myself and trying to figure out kind of, you know how it goes, man, when you're going through heartache or whatever. And you know, that was kind of one of those moments where that happened. Then I had a car get stolen from me at one of the dealerships that we work at. I mean, it was just this thing where we just, you know, it was like, all right, just kick me while I'm down, man, you know, whatever. And, you know, I guess I can't even pinpoint back now, man, like how you really get through that stuff.
How do you get through
you
it?
just
right?
go through it, man. Like
You just
it
gotta
sounds,
keep going.
I mean, but I mean, there's days where you don't want to keep going, dude, right? Like, I mean,
Right.
Kristen has it right here. It's like, you're thinking giving up. Like, yeah, heck yeah, man. Like, I had plenty of days of thinking when I wanted to get, like, but in the infancy stages, right? Like, because like 3 or 4 things happen to you, so you had a bad day, and it's so much easier to just throw the towel in or whatever. But then you think to yourself, like, and this is, everybody does that. That's why most people aren't successful, right? That's why everybody kind of wants to get a handout nowadays or whatever. It's like, you got to put the hard work in, man. That's why I say all the time, like, do tough shit. Like, it's just, you know, go through it. Going through it is how you get through it.
Yeah. And then doing hard things intentionally when things aren't hard helps you be in the times that are hard, right? So
Bro,
what do you do? Because like I said, I looked at you, I'm like the odor removal guy, like
I'm a
online,
psychopath.
but like in person, bro, you're in shape. Like you got an aura, physique. I'm like, so what do you do to take care of yourself?
I'm a psychopath, man. I fast every day.
How long?
I do 18-6 cycle most of the time.
What meal do you eat?
I usually don't stop. I don't start eating until about 5:30, 6 o'clock most days. And I
Okay, so
usually
you fast. I find it really hard
all
to fast
day.
for breakfast. I like to do like a late lunch and then fast through the evening, but I don't have a family most of the time to like eat dinner with. I feel like the dinner is a very important meal. So you skip your breakfast.
Yeah, I skip breakfast and lunch. I mean, I
Okay.
stop. I eat at like I will say from 5 o'clock at night till probably 10 o'clock, maybe 10:30 at night.
Okay.
Most of the time, and like those are my meals. Like that's the only time that I eat. Outside of that, man, it's black coffee, unsweetened iced tea, and water. And basically, I'm water more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, outside of that, I'm a psychopath, dude. I jump in ice baths a couple times a week. I mean, I got a really, really nice ice bath out in my garage.
Oh, you got an ice bath at home?
Yeah, man.
Not every day though. How do you decide what day to do the ice plunge?
Well, I mean, right now I walk outside and it's like 17 degrees in the morning time. So I throw a cup of like water in the air, it freezes, and I'm like, I'm not with this shit today. There's certain days you
I
just
appreciate the honesty.
you're just not with
Because
it.
that's no joke. These ice baths.
Summertime,
man.
springtime, man, you jump right in that thing. It's no big deal or whatever. But during the wintertime, it's a whole other level of stupid.
Oh, dude, I want to hear more about what you do. Tell me what else you do, and I have a question that I want to bring up about. Oh, Jamie brought this up, actually. Let's just get back to it. Tell me what you guys want to hear about. But Jamie the cleaner says, after the BioBomb treatment, spray distilled water in the cabin. It removes the rest of the gas floating around. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so basically, like I said when we were first talking, when you drop the vehicle on the vehicle deodorization kit, when you drop the tab on inside, you create that gas that comes out inside the vehicle. After you get done the treatment, you open the doors up. There's still going to be gas molecules that are floating around inside the car. That leaves like almost like a swimming pool smell. For some people, it's bothersome afterwards, right? Like, which is weird to me, but I understand, right? Like you want your car to smell kind of neutral, and this kind of leaves a swimming pool smell. So you're like, it's clean, but like that bothers me. In that scenario, you can spray distilled water. It's got to be distilled because the water has to be pure. It can't have any minerals, can't have any of the different adverse effects from tap water or whatnot.
Okay.
But if you spray a bunch of distilled water inside the vehicle, in the air, on the seats, carpet, whatever, even in the ventilation system, it'll actually attract the rest of the chlorine dioxide molecules that are in the air to the water because it came from water. So like a little science tip.
Do you
like,
wipe it down afterward? You spray it and wipe it, or do you just try to do a real fine spray almost?
Nah, like if you just in the cabin, just spray it around, man. I mean, just let it kind of fall and drop and do its thing. Because what happens is the gas molecules that are in the air are going to be attracted to the water. The gas, chlorine dioxide would much rather be a gas suspended in liquid than it would be in the air. So the molecules would much rather be in water. So as soon as you spray distilled water, any of the remaining gas molecules that are in the car attract themselves to the water, and it'll actually dissipate that swimming pool smell.
There we go. Hey, shout out to House of Rags for hosting such a great crew of podcasts, including yours. I don't want you to say the name of yours because that may be a trivia question. So hold on. Thor Business Program. If anyone is looking for a business account with Thor, you can check out House of Rags. Support those guys. All right, third. All right, you guys are going to know this. For $100, House of Rags gift card. What's the name of Christian's podcast on the House of Rags? Let's go right now. Surprise trivia question for a $100 gift card to House of Rags.
I had to scroll through so many comments even to catch up. It was unbelievable.
All right. The first one I got. Okay.
Bruce.
Yo,
Bruce.
look at Scott Kelly. Look at Scott Kelly.
We're missing. There's words we're missing
The
here.
Funkin' Bros, dude. He's so close. Am I wrong here?
Bros.
It's Funkin' Homies.
Yeah, but I mean, I still think that we're not really the full title. I mean, I'm looking here. I still don't see a full title written out top to bottom yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm tough with that, man. Like, I'm a stickler. You know?
Okay, you've been on this trivia for a while. Christian's gonna pick the winner, so come at him.
Right
come
there.
at him, Westcat.
That's it right there.
Kayla.
I don't think anybody's closer.
All right.
We got a misspelling there. We got a without the there. Yeah, that's it right there.
Damn, dude. All right, Jamie at houseofrags.com. Kayla, please email. We're doing it live here, Nick and I.
Hold on. I want to back it up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tone got that one, but I think Tone won. I think he won like last week or whatever. So I think he'd be cool enough to pass it off.
Here's the thing. I said you're picking. So is it Kayla?
Ladies first, man. Sorry, brother.
Ladies first. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, if y'all are mad, just go to Eddie and Jamie and complain to them.
Yes, 100%. Totally with that. Eddie in particular, if you can, he's always the one. Send it his way.
Kevin D says, I can watch it live, but just want to let you know, doing those interviews in your blood. Thank you. So I don't know. Do you guys like it live like this? Do you like the pre-recorded stuff? You know what I love is hearing other people hear the conversation and have questions, right? So I don't have to think of all of them. It's I think the goal here is to do one live per month, and then the rest of them recorded. Make sure the audio is on point and all that. We still have
a good
one
live for you, dude. It gives you a little bit of time to kind of loosen up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure you might be good at what you do, but you can't just. I mean, there's some time associated to putting the productions together. You do.
There is, and there's also the dynamic of all being a part of this. Like, this is almost like we're all together in real life. You know, IRL. It feels good, man. I like the heart opens. The people make me feel good. Like, I just love being around people and talking and hanging out. Kicking it. And we still have almost 100 people. So next time we get to 100, I'll do another $100 giveaway to count down for our last $100 giveaway. So still $100 out there. Slap the live button. Please subscribe to House of Rags. I do want to ask you a question about odor removal. Are there days where you're like, dude, I sell odor removal for cars? Like, do you ever wonder, like, is this what I was meant to do, or is there something else out there? Like, what is your thought on that?
So I just had this wild epiphany. It's funny that I'm going to talk about this for the first time or whatever. But my birthday was December 7th, right?
Happy birthday, big guy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So I turned 43. Standing in the shower naked. Obviously, I shower naked like everybody else does. Sorry to give you the vision. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, right? I'm like, holy smokes, man. Like, I never really realized this. But, like, I mean, I realized this. But, like, my birthday's on Pearl Harbor Day. right?
A day that will live in infamy.
Bro, like
Yeah.
BioBombs, like the whole thing, like just kind of came to me, and I'm like, yo, I never questioned if I was meant to do this or not, right? But like in the shower this year, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was, I'm like, yo, like that was the sign I needed. Like it was one of those moments where I started literally laughing out loud. I'm like, no shit, like I'm exactly where I need to be. So yeah, I mean, nah, there hasn't been a moment where I've really ever questioned things, but like that was my sign recently where it was like, oh yeah, you're on the right path. The Pearl
Yeah.
Harbor Day, bio bombs, like obviously it's just, this whole thing that like I'm like, I was meant to do this for a very long time and I didn't realize it up until 2 weeks ago.
Isn't that wild?
It's wild, dude. Like the Pearl Harbor Day bio bombs thing to me is just wild. Like it's wild.
There are so many ways to get at things from different languages, faith traditions, spiritual ways, cold showers or warm showers. Like the epiphanies can come from so many different places, right? But
Yeah, man.
they can all still be true.
Amen.
And you found that almost sounded like an ayahuasca trip where you came out and you're like,
We'll save
meant
that
to
for
do
we'll
this.
save that one for another podcast.
All right. Hey, we're so close to 100. When we get to 100 watching on this live stream again, we're going to give away the last $100 gift card, at which point everyone will stop watching. No, they're here for it. They're here for the wisdom.
I would hope they're here for both of us, bro.
Let's talk about the Funkin' Homies, man. When are you on during the week? You're with Godfrey, right? So, like, I don't know,
Yep.
a quick plug if we can maybe get to 100 listeners right now.
Yeah, 100%,
yeah.
100%.
Plug the
So
pod.
yeah, absolutely. So we're on every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My co-host is the Godfrey, the one and only. Any of you guys who have been on TikTok and interact with us on TikTok, Godfrey's the guy you deal with. He's got tons of guys on there. He goes on, does lives all the time. Godfrey's a great dude. He's been doing podcasts for years. He does wrestling podcasts, video game podcasts, sport
Shout out to Godfrey.
podcasts.
Shout out to Godfrey.
That's my guy, man. We've known each other for 20 plus years, and I told him, I'm like, yo, man, you want to do this podcast with me? He was like, heck yeah, I'm in, man. Let's do it. So every Tuesday night, we kind of just, shoot the stuff with whoever it is we decide to bring in that week or whatever. And, it's been kind of fun so far.
I love it. So time and date and time. You probably said it, but I was looking at these comments.
Yep. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Tanner, by the way, we got to 100, so we're going to do that last giveaway. EC details, the moment you and I caught eyes, it's kind of funny. Thought I went off that.
It was so wild.
Tanner Bobbitt says, Christian, you ever heard of an acupressure mat? It will help recovery after a great workout.
Yeah, so again, like I'm a psychopath, so if there's something that comes out, I probably have purchased it already. I actually lay on one of those Shakti mats or whatever with all the needles on it. The same thing you're talking about.
That's amazing, bro.
It's actually pretty cool. If you guys never used one of those things, it's wild. You lay on it for like 3 or 4 minutes, your whole back gets all tingly and numb.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's crazy, bro.
It might be interesting to put that stuff online. I mean, once you get more comfortable with it, like people might be interested in that part of your journey too. But hey, that's another story for another time.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna kick back to some old roots that I have for some of my carpet cleaning friends. Because we hit 100, I do want to talk about. Well, actually, let's give a little shout out to Christian and BioBombs. Just hit 21K followers on Instagram too. So shout out to you guys.
Oh, thanks, Mackenzie. Appreciate it.
On Instagram. If you've been following me for a while, here's the last trivia question. All right. And this is my whole budget. So this is it. I got no more money to give away for the rest of December, but I had this budget to give away to the great people who watch us live. $100 gift card to House of Rags. First person who can write my favorite carpet cleaning pre-spray in the comments. It's gonna be the old heads out here who've been watching me for a while.
Oh snap!
What's up, EC Details? I forgot how to work the live chat. It's been a while. I like live.
I'll tell you what, if there's one thing EC didn't forget, it's how to troll.
Dude, I love that. And actually, XM Ghost came back. Dude, Tanner Bobbitt, has he won yet?
Tanner's a winner all the time.
Is he a winner all the time?
In life. That dude's
All
got
right.
a great personality, man.
It's BioBreak, dude. And that's not the exact name, but I'm going to give it to him because Flex Ice is actually the neutralizing rinse, but BioBreak is the pre-spray. Tanner, go ahead and email Jamie at houseofrags.com. Speaking of carpet cleaning, I have an awesome carpet cleaning kind of dive with a big influencer in the space coming up on Nick at Night. So you can catch us every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Most of these are going to be recorded. Once a month, we're going to do it live. I can't tell you how much fun it's been to do it live. I know we're trying to keep these at under an hour, but like, is there a question you've been getting over and over again that you want to let the people know if they came here for your origin story. I want this to live on and not just be alive. So, is there anything else you want them to know about your past or what you guys do?
First and foremost, one question we've been getting all the time recently, and I'm glad I'm making a video publicly about it because I could definitely repurpose this as a reel to just save myself a headache. You can use the minis as the vehicle deodorization kit if you want to, but you're going to have to use between 15 and 20 of them in order to get the same results. So we get asked all the time, like, oh, well, are the minis just a replacement? Can I buy these instead of buying the vehicle deodorization kit? And the minis are very small compared to the vehicle deodorization kit tablets. So that would be one thing that I want to tell people. Like, you can use them, but you're going to have to put 15 to 20 of them inside of a jar of water in order to get the same results that you would from one vehicle deodorization kit. And I forget the rest of the questions you were asking me, dude.
No, I was just rambling.
That's been on my chest, dude, for a minute. So I'm like, I can get myself a reel.
Last question, because we're in the house. We're in the house of rags. What role has, because I first saw you on their podcast, or with Eddie and Jamie. I don't want to get in the whose podcast is who drama. That's not even my sandbox to play in, baby.
You want to keep me out of that one, bro. Like, I can't keep my mouth shut.
Talk about the impact of Eddie Cologne and Jamie, and kind of promoting BioBombs. Like,
Absolutely.
What's it been like to link up with these guys?
Sure. So luckily I got my tears out of my eyes earlier in the podcast with you, so I don't have to worry about getting washed up talking about these guys again. But they've been an absolute huge stepping stone for us. Original roots, got to be honest, Nacho Man, one of the first cats to deal with us. Nacho Man Detailing was one of the first guys that really put us out there in the scene. He linked me up with Matt Ayers over at the Detail
Extra Mile, right?
Extra Mile.
Yeah.
So he linked me up with Matt. Matt put me on the podcast. Jamie and Eddie saw me. They threw me on their pod. And then after that, it's kind of been history in the making ever since then. Eddie's been an absolute rock star for me. Jamie's been a rock star for me. As soon as obviously we found out that they were doing their own thing and starting Thor, we wanted to 100% be involved any way we could because, like I said, any of the guys who have listened to other podcasts, they know. Eddie and Jamie are like brothers to me.
Amazing, dude. Well, it's been great getting to know you more, and from meeting you at SEMA to chatting on the phone the other day to doing this, man, it was great chopping it up. I love how we gave away $400 in gift cards. You answered my questions about how this entire lineup works. Have you given us your fresh scent? I think you did. Your favorite scent you gave us a peppermint
favorite
fatty.
Scent. Peppermint fatty is the favorite for the holiday season for sure.
What's the timeless favorite? Like if you just want one.
Fresh AF is our number one go. Like it's our best seller. It's obviously the one that everyone goes to. I'm kind of a little bit burned out, truth be told, with it. I actually love vitamin C, man.
Wait. Let's do another giveaway. EC Details. He's got the purse string.
Here we go.
Let's hang out for a little bit. Let's get to.
I'm down. It's Christmas time.
Let's get to like 80. Okay. All right. F it. So when we get to 85 viewers, we're at 78 right now. When we get to 85, we'll do another one. Dang, it's about to be Christmas. This is how the House of Rags rolls. Okay.
Better watch out, man. We're going to start doing Aaron numbers soon.
If you're watching, a $100 giveaway to House of Rags is coming. I hope you stick around for some amazing detailing advice. What's the best detailing tip that you have learned by doing cars in the last year?
For me, it's not always about it's about efficiency as much as it is anything else. Like you can't OCD your way and still make money as a business. You got to find that fine line, right? Like you can't. It's about being effective with your time as well as the result that you can provide. There's that fine line that you have to walk. That's the big thing for us.
That sounds like some real businessman talk. I was just talking about like that low-hanging fruit of like, I learned to clean this better by doing that. But your answer was better. Your answer was better. But I was like, you actually are in these cars doing this work. Like you have got to have learned some stuff. Just that the everyday person who's not running a business.
Super simple. I think I said this in one of my things way back before with guys. I don't know if you caught it, but burn holes in a car, easiest thing in the world to fix. If it's on a carpet, if it's on a seat, don't mess with it. Carpet, different story.
Okay, I'm listening.
Get yourself clear glue, not super glue because it turns white when you're done, but get yourself a clear glue that will dry clear, says it will dry clear on the container. Put a dab in the actual spot where the burn hole is, go underneath the dashboard, take a fresh razor blade, cut off a chunk way up in the carpet. and then take that down, shave off the fibers right off the top, pinch the fibers in the same way that they came off the carpet, and place it right into the hole.
What?
And just dab it, barely tap it. You don't got to push it in, just barely tap it along, and the fibers will stand up the same as the carpet, and it'll look like, you won't even look like a burn hole.
You got a brand of glue that, like, I'm always the guy who's like, just send me the link. Like,
Yeah, I mean, Gorilla's got a pretty decent clear that's not a super glue. Very small bottle. It's probably about 2 ounces, 3 ounces. It's in that same smaller bottle that you will find super glue in, but it's not labeled as a super glue. It dries clear though. That's a great product.
We need 5 more people listening to give away our final $100 gift card to House of Rabbit for this amazing giveaway. I did want to ask you another question about, what are you excited about? Like, is there a project you're excited about for 2025?
Yeah, so we actually have something really big cooking. We're doing MTE, Mobile Tech Expo. We're doing at the end of the month in January. So that's actually pretty cool. I met a lot of these cats. I mean, Adrian, Old Man Tim, Harold, Ricky. I met a bunch of these cats last year at MTE when we were just suitcasing. Ivan, I actually met firsthand last year at MTE. We got in the tour bus and he was like, "Yo, Chris, you might want to stop suitcasing, or they're not going to let you actually probably get a booth next year."
Yeah. It's time to get legit when you get bigger.
Yeah, so we're 100% legit this year. We got a great booth. Anybody that's coming down to Florida at the end of the month in January, make sure you stop by the booth, say what's up, clap a pic.
What's up, Details? What's up, Detailed AF? Awesome meeting you at SEMA. When we get to 85 listeners or watchers, we're going to give away $100. Jay Kuva says, I never use BioBomb, but I'm looking to make a big order. Here's a question that I kind of saved that I wasn't sure if I was going to ask, but if people have stuck around long enough, they might want to know more about you. What book, TV, or movie character is most like you, and why?
Oh, man. What book? I would say, like, if I had to say book off the top of the dome, I mean, that was a really random one, but I would say probably like Adventures of Huck Finn. I just kind of do it, and I just do whatever, man. You know, like wherever the water takes me, man. Like if it's you know, it's just ride it out.
So you're
ride
Huck.
the water, go with the flow, man. I'm like Bruce Lee. I'm like water.
I love that. There's a question. When is the BioBomb atomizer coming? You had it at the Thor booth at SEMA.
So I think what they're talking about is actually our what's up, bro? I think he's talking about our little fan that we had. So basically, that's going to be something we're putting in development. It'll come first quarter in probably 2025. It's going to be something that you can use inside your detail shop, like in the lobby, where a customer walks in, like, "Oh man, it smells really good in here. What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's one of our BioFresh bars. Like, check this out."
This dude is a hatchet survivor. Remember the hatchet? We had to read that book. Kid gets dropped down in the middle of Alaska, like has a hatchet, survives.
Yeah, Hatchet was good. That was a great book, man. You like really brought me back right there. You say
Hatchet was a great book. Huck Finn's
Giver,
classic.
The Giver was a great book.
Hustle and Flow, great movie.
That is. What's going on, Joel?
Do you remember the song? Do you remember the song from Hustle and Flow?
I'm gonna be probably.
Oh, I forget it. What?
It's not that, dude. I'm not really a radio rap kind of guy. I hate to say it, but
it's just a movie.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like, even like
right.
soundtrack title things, it's not really my thing. Like it's like
it's all good. I appreciate you being honest. All right, we're at 70. I don't think we're going anywhere with these. Hey, do you have any SoCal distributors, by the way?
Plenty, absolutely. Yeah, just type BioBombs in your search bar, brother. You should probably see a ton of them.
Okay.
Yeah, SoCal. We got probably 20.
That trick. Chris M. Hatchet is a 621 school district thing. That's my the Minnesota homie there. All right, we need to do a trivia question, but I'm out of trivia questions. So why don't you do this one, Christian?
All right. Let's see here.
Whoa. We don't hit 85. Love you all. I think the rule is we got to hit 85. Is that right, EC?
Yep.
All right. Those
No,
are the rules.
85
Wait,
it
we're
is.
82.
All
right, we need to get 3 more for the giveaway.
3 more
for the giveaway. Tell your friends.
You guys better double up on your browsers. Open one up.
Double up on the browsers.
Yeah.
Open up your different accounts. You know, your fake
Don't
accounts that you've been spamming where you're talking trash on us. I know where you're at. Just open up the fake accounts. Start watching. Here we go.
That's it. Man.
Yo, I appreciate this, guys. Anything else of value we can add about BioBombs? I'm coming up to you at SEMA. I'm like, tell me why I should use your product over the trees at the gas station.
Absolutely. So you're going to get the best customer experience out of anybody in the market. You're going to get the best education from anybody, and you're going to get the best products, hand down.
All right.
And when it
hands
comes to
down.
taking odors out of a car, we got you. When it comes to making them smell good, we got you. So
And how
that
big?
part of the business, we got you.
So the products just work. How big? We're trying to get to 85 people watching the stream. So if anyone wants to get a free, give away to House of Rags here, we just need 3 more people watching. Just 3.
Come on, yo.
What's your customer service like? How big is your team? Like, what can I expect if I'm out here in these streets? Oh, we're at 88.
Bang. We got to
Tell me about your team. We're gonna do the giveaway real quick. Just
absolutely. So I mean, we're expanding all the time at this point. If you get a call, most likely through email, you're going to get either Roxanne or Chris. If you're going through TikTok or email, you're going to get either me or Godfrey. We got people in shipping that send emails out to people if the orders have been postponed, or if we got a kickback from a bad address that somebody put in. You wouldn't believe how many people put Alabama as their state when they live in California. But God, let's do it.
Let's do the giveaway and get out of here. All right.
Yeah,
You got
man.
a trivia question for me? You got a
yeah,
trivia? Trivia?
Sure.
Trivia?
Yeah, I got one for you.
All right. Damn, that's an
see,
impressive
yeah.
beard. I got to grow myself a beard, guys.
Thank you,
The
brother.
mullet days are over, but the beard days, it's about time. It's about time.
All right,
trivia
so
question.
yeah, man, this is a 2-part question. I'm gonna make it a little difficult at the end of the night here. Make sure we don't give away Eddie's money with these. During Halloween, we had 5 different variants come out on our special VDKs that we did. Name all 5 variants, and in addition to that, for the kicker to split people apart, I need you to tell me which one of them was my personal favorite, because I'm pretty sure I spoke about that in the prior pod.
All right, I'm writing this down.
Yeah, it should be relatively simple.
Personal.
Second question's wild.
All right, here it is. Name all 5 variants of your Halloween.
Yep.
Of your Halloween what?
Halloween VDKs that we released a month and a half ago or 2 months ago.
And which one was your personal favorite?
Yep. So there's 5 different. Yeah, there we go.
You better be watching these comments. You better be watching these comments.
I got them, dude. I got them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Adrian's got them all.
That was 5 right there.
I'm doing what up, Born Detailers TV. What's up? Go subscribe to Jamie.
Fact. That's a fact, Jamie.
Born Detailers TV.
Yep.
Let's go.
All right, yo, Becca, I'm putting it to you. Which one was my favorite? It's up to you, girl. You gotta tell me which one it was.
Wait, what does Becca did?
She got all 5 of them.
She got all 5? Hold on.
Yep.
Okay, she got all 5. Wait for it.
Hold on. Comment.
Jason, pumpkin, zombie, vampire, mummy.
Yep. And she got the first. She got the favorite too. My favorite was a Jason.
Wait, she says zombie. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, she got it. She got Jason too. We got it. That's Becca.
Okay, Becca's got it.
Yep, 100%.
Everybody, this was amazing.
It was a good time, guys. I had a blast too.
You had a good time?
Yeah, man. It was fun. I'm happy to help. We'll do the live thing more often.
Where can they find your socials? Give them a last plug before we
We're
get out
at BioBombs pretty much everywhere. Doesn't matter where you go. And if you want to holler at me and you're still watching and you want to come see me on my personal IG, it's at Lost on the Woods again. Other than that, it's at BioBombs everywhere.
And the Funkin' Homies, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern on the House of Rags.
You got it, brother.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate you, man. Stay fresh.
Scott Kelly says I feel defeated. Scott, don't feel defeated, man. You came so close.
Real fast, too. We're going to be doing Christmas Eve special, 8 o'clock. We're still going live. So anybody who's sitting around, hanging out, feel free to jump in, say what's up. Might not be an hour-long pod. Might be a little bit shorter, but we definitely want to do a little something. We'll do a couple giveaways. Santa's going to stop by for sure. So come check us out on Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Sounds amazing, Christian. Don't be depressed, everybody. Merry Christmas. We love you. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
See you on Christmas Eve here.
Stay fresh. Peace.
Bye.